Okay, good afternoon everyone. For today's discussion, we're going to tackle about the foundation of organizational structure. Okay, so what is organizational structure? Organizational structure refers to the formal pattern of how people and jobs are grouped in an organization. It consists of mechanisms that serves to coordinate and control activities of organizational members. It is often illustrated by an organizational chart specifying who reports to whom. Organizational structure influences productivity, employee relations, and marketing strategies. So now let's proceed to the basic elements of organizational structure. So organizational structure consists of the following: work specialization, departmentation, pattern of authority, span of control, and coordination of activities. Okay, so let's first discuss the work specialization. It refers to the degree to which the tasks in the organizations are subdivided into separate jobs. So we have here the advantages of work specialization. First, total productivity tends to multiply. Simplified tasks can be learned in a short time and be completed quickly. Make it possible for people to choose or be assigned to positions they enjoy the most. And we have here the example of the company with a work specialization. So now, let's proceed to departmentation. So once the job have been divided to work specialization, they have to be grouped back together so that the common task can be coordinated. Departmentation, division of work into smaller units and their regrouping into bigger units on the basis of similarity of features. These are the advantages of departmentation. First, supervision is made easier. The sharing of resources results to maximum use of such resources. Common measures of performance is established, and last, communication is encouraged. Every organization has its own specific way of classifying and grouping work activities, and the basis of grouping jobs are knowledge and skills, work process and function, time, product, customer, and location. University groups students according to their knowledge and skills. Next, under this departmentation, the activities are grouped on the basis of work process and function which are to be performed. Then, the business activities are grouped together on the basis of time of the performance. Next, this basis is made with a large scale of business units. They may manufacture different types of products. This basis is prepared when the various needs of customers are different in nature. This method may be suitable to the business unit which is wholly dispersed. The business activities are grouped in area-wise. Each area is in charge in a single person. Okay, so let's proceed to the next basic elements of organizational structure, which is the pattern of authority. It can be centralized or decentralized. Centralized when decision making is concentrated on the hands of higher level managers and suited for stable environment. Decentralized when decision making authority is granted to middle or lower management position and suited for complex environment. Advantages of decentralized authority. Red tapes and bottlenecks are reduced. Managers can cope with situations as they come. Managers are highly motivated by the challenge. Managers are provided with opportunity for training. Disadvantages of the centralized authority. Coordinating overall activities is more difficult. There is a great chance of efforts duplicated between departments. Home office experts may be overlooked or disregarded. The organization may not be able to produce competent managers at all levels. Another consideration is the span of control. It has two parts, the narrow and wide. So what is narrow? A narrow is a structure with few subordinates reporting to a supervisor, while wide It refers to a structure with many subordinates reporting to a supervisor. And now let's proceed to the characteristics of narrow and wide. In terms to relationship between manager and subordinate, it is closer in narrow, while in wide it is little. In terms of level of delegation, in narrow it is less, while in wide it is high. In terms of controlling activities, in narrow it is more tight, while in wide it is lighter. Then, in terms of rewarding behavior, in narrow there is more time, while in wide there is less time. In narrow, the tasks performed by subordinates contain frequent and hard to solve problems. The subordinates are non-professional. The subordinates have a little training, and subordinates are scattered throughout a wide area. While in wide, the tasks performed are routine and simple. The subordinates are professional. The subordinates are fully trained, and subordinates are located in one office. And now, let's move on to the last element, which is coordination. As job is divided into several tasks and each is assigned to a corresponding unit, there is a risk that one task may be done too well or too early. Okay, so there are three common organizational structures that I'm going to tackle. So first is simple structure. Simple structure is one that is characterized by a low degree of departmentalization, wide spans of control, authority centralized in a single person, and a little formalization. Gives coordination through direct supervision. It is more appropriate for a small business, and the manager is also the owner. Okay, so we also have the advantages of simple structure. First, it is simple. Second, the decision can be made fast. Third, it is flexible. And fourth, inexpensive to maintain. Last, accountability is clear. We also have the disadvantages. Inability to survive a large organization because an organization grows in size, decision making becomes slower. So the next structure is the bureaucracy, and it consists of two types. The first one is machine bureaucracy. The machine bureaucracy is a formalized management structure with a high degree of specialization, and its characteristics are the following. And the second type is the professional bureaucracy. It is a group of officials in either a private sector or government organization working in a professional capacity that is responsible for carrying out the functions and implementing the laws and regulations governing the institution. The following are the advantages and disadvantages of professional bureaucracy. Okay, so now let's move on to the last structure, which is the matrix structure. A matrix organizational structure is a company structure in which the reporting are set up as a grid or matrix rather than the traditional hierarchy. Matrix structure are founding organization that corresponds to rapid changes in two or more environments, face uncertainties that generates high information processing requirements, and deal with financial and human resources constraints. So here is the example of the matrix organizational structure. Okay, so we have here the strengths of the matrix design. The weakness or the disadvantages of the matrix design. Okay, so now let's move on to the new organizational design options. We have the outsourcing organization and the team structure. So what is outsourcing organization? It is a business practice in which a company hires another company or individual to perform tasks, handle operation, or provide services that are either usually executed or had previously been done by the company's own employees. A sourcing organization is also known as virtual organization, in which employee communicates or work via phone, internet, or mails. It has an arrangement by which the organization have work performed by groups outside the organization. It reduces costs because it reduces the needs of employees, equipment, and materials. It is also reduced the demand for labor. Thus, labor unions are not related. Oftentimes, lowest possible price lead to violation of wages and child labor laws. So here is the example of virtual organization structure. The second design option is team structure. It makes use of team as the central device to coordinate work activities. It has horizontal rather than a vertical organization. Departmental barriers are broken down. Thus, decision making is decentralized. Team members must be generalists as well as specialists. So, what is the relevance of organizational structure to human behavior? Not all people are suited to a certain type of organizational structure, so this is important to know because organizational structures can only be effective if the people working with them are well matched with the structure. Thank you for listening. This is the end of my report. Thank you for watching.